Hey everyone, this is Julie with JulesOfTyler. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday. Today I'm going to show you a way to decorate a page in your junk journal. I had these right here in my stash for when I have been making the Victorian theme journals. And so I'm working on a golden book right now. So I thought, oh, I would love to change it up to make it look good for my golden book. So anyway, I looked through this, and what it is just a flip with a pocket. And I've got it decorated with digital scrapbook paper, ephemera, book pages. And it has a little hinge right here, so it just opens up real easily for you. This one has a little tab, and these do not. This one opens up from the other side, so you can do it any way you want to. I have all of the pockets lined up vertically, just because you can't really see it this way. And I have coordinating papers so that everything blends in, because your top page is going to be smaller than your base page. So you want to make sure and grab some papers that will look good together, okay? All right. And this is the one I worked on to go with the golden book. I'm making 2 cat journals right now. So I've got to make one more, and I've got just a few extras to make. But all this is just some scrapbook paper here. And this right here is some scrapbook paper with cats. And this is pretty thick, so I didn't double this up. Now the ones with the book pages, or if you want to use music paper, if it's thin, just double it up. And what I've done is I've just folded it in half, glued them together, and it's made it nice and stiff. And then once you decorate your pages too, you've got another layer. So anyway, your little flip ends up being pretty sturdy, okay? So that's all we're going to do today. And if you want to sew after you're finished with it, then I think it looks great like that. And that's what I did. So it'd be up to you on that. And then you can just fill your pockets up. If you wanted to glue this down in your journal, you could glue it on all 4 sides and just decorate your page. Or if you wanted to, just glue down 2 sides, and you can make it a tuck here and just have a little bit more space to put things away to journal on. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start off and with the base. And the base, again, can be music, dictionary pages, and I've got different kinds of scrapbook paper, and these are all pretty thick here, so I wouldn't double these up at all. You can use your coffee dyed pages. Those would be pretty too, if you want to do that. So on this one here, I'm just gonna the ones that I've got partially done, I've either used scrapbook paper or I've used this dictionary paper. This is a children's dictionary book. And I like it because the wording, the font is really large, so you can tell it is a child's book. So let's see, let's get our glue paper out. And I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. Now, if you already know how large you want your little flip to be, go ahead and cut down. When you glue this together, it's going to be pretty limp, and you're going to have to you're going to have to let it dry for a little bit, okay? Because you won't be able to cut it then. So it's up to you if you want to wait. They do curl up a little bit, so put them underneath a book or your scrapbook paper so that it will be, this one's still a little bit wet, so it'll flatten out. And these are dry, so they're all already nice and flat. But you're just going to get your glue stick. I always found that if I'm going to glue the whole page, glue stick works really good. That way you don't have the lines from the other glue showing through. So I'm just going to glue this up here to give you a little look-see, show you what it looks like. And you're just going to cover the whole half page. Okay, move that out of the way. Fold this up and start pressing down as I fold up so there won't be any wrinkles. Okay. And then just press down real good. You can get your bold folder if you want, just to make sure it's down good. And just stick it aside and wait till it dries, okay? I'm just gonna move this way over here. And as you can see on this one here, I already cut it down. You can make them large. It depends on your page size for your journals. These are a little bit larger, and these are a little bit smaller. So you just do what looks best for your journal, okay? All right, now I've got these already cut out, so it wouldn't take so much time. And what I'm going to do here is make another cat page here. And I've got my folded sheet of paper. And what I did on this one is I backed it with another piece of paper so that it'd be easy to journal on this one. And it really made it nice and stiff. So you've got a good base here. Now remember, your base is going to be going to be larger than your top, okay? We want to put this on top of here, and we're going to stick it to one side, either to your left or to your right, it doesn't matter. And we're going to hinge it to where it opens up just like a book, okay? And if you want to, your scrapbook paper, if you want to have it a pattern on both sides, it would probably look a little bit prettier. You can leave it plain white or off-white, just whatever you want to do on that. But I think all of mine are double-sided. So I've cut this down to whatever size I want to, and whatever size that's going to look good with my ephemera that I'm going to put down. If you're going to have little bitty ephemera, you are going to want to cut down your top page a little bit so it doesn't look so awkward there, okay? You want to keep it a larger size if it's large. So this was kind of small, plus you couldn't really see it. Now I could have turned it over and done something like this, and you could put lace, ribbon, rickrack all around. And I think that would be cute, but I wanted the cats on top, and then I've got this real cute scrapbook paper, and it's little paw prints that I made on here. I didn't make it, my gosh. Ooh, I'm an expert now. I am making my own scrapbook paper. But anyway, this is just some scrapbook paper. I had it for dogs and cats, so this is little paw prints. Okay, this is all done here, and we're going to put this together first by putting our pocket down. That's going to be your easiest way. Now, if you want to go ahead and put a notch here, you can. Some of them I put notches and some I did not. As you can see, this one doesn't have a notch, and I decided to sew all around it. So if you want to sew all around your pocket, before you put this down, you're going to have to go ahead and sew the top, okay? And then you can lightly glue down the 3 sides on your paper and sew all around 4 sides. So then it looks good right here. Now, I didn't do it on here because it's really no big deal to me if I do it or not. So what I did was I put a notch. Let me take this out. I put the notch here, and then I sewed all around the base, and I sewed all around the top page. And again, you don't have to do that, okay? Let's stick this back over here. So I am going to get my little circle punch and make a notch. And just center it up here as best you can. If you need to mark it, go ahead and mark it. And put that aside. And I'm going to glue, just lightly glue the 3 sides because I am going to sew this down. Okay, let's see here. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this. Okay, then just press down. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this top page here and I'm going to go ahead and decorate that up. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it looks good to have your fabric on top of that. I just think it looks good that way. You do not have to do it that way. And I just added a little bit of trim later on that. These were plain this morning, and I thought, oh, I'm going to add a little bit more to it. This is just something I cut out with the little swan and the lady, and I put that on top. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and get my little paw print and decide what to do with that. I couldn't decide if I wanted it in the middle or at the bottom. And I cut out these little hearts. And this is what I think I'm going to do. Let's just do that. So I'm going to get my kitty cat. Now I had a little piece of foam on there to make it rise up a little bit, so you can do that if you want to. Put that on here. Get my paw print straight. Okay. Couldn't believe how much that matched. Okay, and then I'm going to glue the back of this. And let's see if I'm going to put the hearts right here. I'm going to put it about right here. Okay. Just kind of get it all nice and straight and press down. And then I'm going to glue my hearts on here. And I think the thing that takes the longest is just making sure that your ephemera and your base paper and your top paper all coordinate. And I think that's the only thing that takes time. And once you get that done and have several, you can make a little assembly line and just, fold all your pages and do that first, then glue all your pockets down, and then, your top. And then after you get everything done, your hinge glued down, you can take it back there to the sewing machine. And then you're just going to push it all the way to the left. And what I've done is I got a strip of fabric. You can use any kind of fabric you want to. I've got thin and I've used a little bit thicker. It seems to work real good with the glue. And I'm going to use the fabric tack glue. And so what you do is you tear it or you cut it, and you make it the same length as your top page, okay? And that way, that hinge will work really well. You don't want to make it too long to where it doesn't open up correctly, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do here is get my fabric tack out. And I've cut this about 1 inch. As you can see right there, it's just about 1 inch. Okay, move that out of the way here. And I'm going to go in here. Okay, get that down, and I'm going to rub it down a little bit. I'm going to let it sit here just for a second so that it doesn't bleed through on my fabric, which it usually dries pretty well. So, let's see here. Move it up, get it where you want it. Press it down, then turn it over just to make sure. And if you need more glue, you can use more glue. But if you're going to sew it, you don't really have to worry about it. Because I don't think mine is, well, that one's glued down. I don't think they're all glued down perfectly. Yeah, you can see because it's sewn down, so it doesn't matter. And then the next thing we're going to do is to glue this to the base, and we're going to glue this fabric to the back side, okay? And I'm going to line this up best that I can. And you can put your glue right down on the fabric if you want to. Again, I don't want it to bleed through too bad, so I'm going to put it on my paper. Here we go. All right. Oop. Get over here where I can see better. There we go. And I'm going to smear it down a little bit and just let it sit here for a few more seconds. There we go. I'm just going to wrap it around. And then I'm going to open it up just to make sure it's okay. Yeah, so you've got the little space here to where it's going to open and close really well. So just press it down. There we go. And if you want to, you can use your little corner punch. And I've done that on one of them. You can see here on this one, I've done the corner punch. Just rounded the right side only, just to make it look a little bit different. This one's not finished yet, but I'll finish it here in a minute. So you can either leave it square or round it. And we're just going to go off to the next one, okay? In fact, we'll do this one. This one's almost complete. I've got scrapbook paper, and it's real good, thick scrapbook paper, but I did glue down a digital on the other side because I wanted something a little bit different on the other side. So I've got the digital down, and I used my stick glue for that. There we go. Use my stick glue to glue it down together, and I let it dry. Then I put me a pocket on here, and I did a little notch. And on this one, I put a little piece of ribbon on here just to change it up a little bit. Now this is a digital here, so the paper was a little thin, and I backed it onto some vintage ledger paper, so there'd be plenty of writing space. And then I've got a little bit of fabric that I tore, and again, about 1 inch wide, and I've glued it on top of the top paper. And now I'm going to center it, take it to the left side, and I'm going to turn it over to the back, okay? And just make sure you're still lined up where you want it. And we're going to put the glue down again. Now on this one I didn't put the deer down first. Just like I said, it doesn't really matter. And it's because if you don't know what you're going to put down, go ahead and do this part. And then when you've got a journal made, you can just pull it out. It'll just be your little basic top and bottom here. And then what you're going to do is just look through your stash and see what's going to look best for your journal. So you don't even have to decorate it yet. You can just put this aside. Okay. All right. I think we've got that glued down pretty darn well. And this is just going to be a simple one. And that's all I have on here. And on this, I'm going to use my art glitter glue again. Oops, I forgot to put my lid on. Let's see. Since this is nice and thick now, you won't see the lines from the art glitter glue, so I'll put that on here. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to center it here. Go down a little bit further. Scooch, 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 scooch. There we go. Okay, get it all nice and centered up. All right, that one's done. Okay, we'll set it aside to dry. And let's see what we have next. Okay. And this one is a little bear. This is from a vintage greeting card that's been cut out. And I don't know if y'all guys have a little scallop punch. Let me grab mine. I tell you what, this is the best purchase I've ever made. It's a 3.5 inch. And I just love the way it looks. I've done all kinds of scrapbook paper with it. And I've done cards and book pages. But it just really, really looks cute to me on these books with children's pages. So anyway, if that's something you're interested in, this is a 3.5 inch. I would like to get some smaller ones so I can do a little bit more. Okay, this one here. Oops, that's another one. Okay. On this one, I got a book page, and this is from just a children's book. And again, I folded it in half, glued it with my glue stick, and here I've got a scrapbook paper, put a notch on it, glued the 3 sides down. I've got some music paper, and I've backed up the top, okay? And that's what it's going to look like. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to glue this on. Let's see. Doesn't he look cute with that in the background? That's all he needs because he's just so darn cute. Okay, this one's a little bit thinner, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my stick glue. Since it is old, you're just going to be a little bit more careful with it. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's get him all ready to go. Okay. Oh, since this is a little bit larger, what I'm going to do is glue this down real fast. Okay, and I'm just going to center this. That's the right way. Really can't tell. It really doesn't matter, so I'm going to put that down. And then I'm going to put the bear on top. Let me see if I can get up here so I can see. It's hard to do it when you're sitting down. Okay, I just want to get it straight. Okay, here we go. Okay. There we go. I'm going to press it down real good on the back side. This is what he looks like. Isn't he cute? Tell you what, they used to know how to make cards back a long time ago, didn't they? Those precious faces. Oop. Okay. Okay. The next thing we're going to do here is get your piece of fabric, and again I cut it down to the size of my top paper. There we go, and about 1 inch in width. Okay, and I'm going to glue this on top. And I'm going to put this directly on my paper instead of my fabric. Here we go. Going to smear it down a little bit. All right. Okay, that looks about right. Press it down nice and hard there. And then we're going to put it all the way to the left side. Just line it up, center it on your page. And then we're going to glue the hinge onto the back again. And it's all lined up to that side real good. And I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac glue out again. I'm going to put it down here. Let it sit for a second. Take a little bit off. It was a little thicker. Okay, then I'm just going to pull this down and press down. Okay, just open it up, make sure it looks good. I've got that little space, so it should open and close real well. Okay. And you can still decorate this pocket. You can decorate this side. You can decorate that also. And if you're just going to stick it in a pocket, decorate the back on that, okay? I think they're cute just basically the way they are. Okay, I've got one other one here, looks like. Okay. Let's see. Looks like you used another book page here. And this is a digital that I cut out, I fussy cut out. And these are just a couple little flowers I made with 2 different punches and with scrap paper. And this is a piece of scrap paper. It was double-sided, so it has, it's really, really thick, as you can hear. And this is a thinner piece of paper here, okay? And that's gonna be, it's going to be put on here. Alrighty, let's start this up. Okay, I've got the pocket made. I've got it notched out. And I'm going to take my top page and I'm going to cut it down Make sure it's smaller than my base. I'm going to push it all the way here to the left, okay? Okay, let's see. Gotta put this down. I'm going to put this down. And this is really thin, so I am going to use my glue stick again, okay? Let's do that. That's pretty good here. Got it. And I'm going to center it here. Okay. And I already cut this down just the way I wanted it. And that's what you can do right before. And then just press it down real good. I think I brought enough paper over. Okay, let's see. Well, okay, here we go. Now I'm going to put the little girl down. She's so cute. Blue eyes. Okay. Okay, I'm going to center her up. There we go. Okay. All right, and I wanted to just do a little bit more, give her a little bit more color over here. And I thought about just putting a couple flowers down like that. Just simple decorations just go a long way. You can use any glue for this. Okay, and that's what that looks like so far. And then you're going to tear a piece of fabric. I use so much pink, so it really worked good with this fabric. I just can't stay away from it. I like blue too, but pink looks really good, I think, on most everything with children book pages. So what I did here is I pushed it all the way to the left. Okay. And I'm just going to put a little glue on that. Of course, I guess I don't have to do that yet. Let me put that over here. I'm going to glue this. Put this on the top. Smear it out. All right. That's pretty good. Okay. All right. I think that looks good. Now I'm going to stick it to the edge here, first on the left-hand side. Go ahead and line it up. You can feel it with your fingers, or if you can see it. I'm going to bring it down a little bit and center it on that base page. Then I'm going to turn it over. Let's see if it's lined up pretty good. Yep, looks pretty good. I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac glue and I'm going to glue it down. See how fast this is once you get everything picked out. I don't know if you're a lot like me, but it takes a while to pick out things because you want to make sure everything looks good together. Okay, I think that's good. And I'm going to pull this up, wrap it around, and press it down. And then open it up, make sure you got a little bit of a space. And then go ahead and press down again if it all looks good to you. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it on pause and I'm going to go in the other room and use my sewing machine and show you what that looks like, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got finished with the sewing. I haven't tied off my knots and cut everything, the string up yet, but this is what it looks like. Turned out really, really, really cute. I love this bear. Pockets are all nice and sewn in. All you need to do is fill them up. Isn't she cute? And after that, this is the time if you want to put extra ephemera on here, any lace, any buttons, anything like that. This is the time to do it. And then earlier I had an idea on one of these, and I thought, what if, since we have that little piece of fabric right here, what if we put a little signature in there? We made this a little pad. So anyway, I thought I would try that. And I thought, well, I'm just going to sew it in just like I do my signatures. So what I've done is I've cut out paper and I made it the same, well, a little bit shorter than the height of my top page, and then I folded it in half. And then I got my bone folder and I pressed it down really good. And then I've got my cording and I made it 3.5 times the length of this, just like I do when I sew in the signatures. And we're gonna see what happens, okay? It might not turn out and I might be tearing it out, but we're gonna try it out, okay? And so I've already marked the little spots. Oh, I know what I need to do. Where are you? There you are. Okay, let's go ahead and get these in first. I forgot to dull down my needle so that it wouldn't poke everything. Let's see here. Mainly my fingers. Okay. All right, I've got those all poked in here. We're just going to line it up where we want it to go. And see, it'll be hidden by that top cover. And then I'm just going to go through here to the middle first. And I'm going to bring it out. And you can either go to the top or to the bottom next. Let's see here. Wish I could see. I should have gone and done this first. Aha. There we go. Whew. Okay. Okay. Now you can see through the fabric. And I'm going to bring it up. Okay. And then I'm going to bring it down to the bottom. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go one last time through the middle. Okay. Okay, come on up. Okay. I'm going to take my needle out. And I'm going to pull the string to the other side. So I have a string on each side of this middle piece here. And then I'm going to tie it in a knot. And let's see what it looks like. Okay. Hey, I think that worked. How about that? Now you got a little pad. Anyway, I'm going to tie it one more time, get it in a good knot. And then, since the strings are long, I've got these little heart charms. And I am going to put them on here so they hang off. Oh, my fingers are so covered with glue right now. Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to make sure it's off the edge and then tie a little knot. Okay, let's see. There we go. Same with the other one. Grab my charm, pull it through, and make sure it hangs off of here. Let's see. Okay. Tie a knot. Come on. Here we go. Okay, we're going to hang off a little bit like that, and then you're just going to cut the strings. Isn't that cute? What do you think? Not bad. Not bad at all. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think we got her all done. Let's stick these out here so you can get one last look. I hope you'll try it. Let me know how it works out. Hey, and let me know what should I call this on my title? I have no idea. It could be just cute stuff. But I guess cute stuff wouldn't do it, huh? Okay. I think that's all, okay? All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. And again, I hope you try it out. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe if you would like to, okay? Thanks so much, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day, okay? Be blessed.